Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hope. My name is Tammy Lynn Connors, and this is my podcast and YouTube channel, Helping Other People Evolve. My mission and vision here is to help people that are struggling, to help them to get to a strength, to remind them that they are not struggling alone, that their struggle, whatever it is you're going through, someone else is going through a struggle too. But most people can get to a strength. It just is hearing somebody else's story that might help you to get out of the bed that day, or just might have you look at your struggle a little differently. And that's all that I hope to do. I just hope to inspire people. I hope to lift people up, and I hope to just bring hope into your life. Usually I interview people that have been through a struggle, that have gotten through a strength, but many of you know me, that I have been through my own struggles and I've gotten to a lot of strength. Thank God. Very blessed by that. I tonight am talking about something that's very dear and near to my heart. And I have a little story of how this all came about. So, in 2015, January of 2015, I lost a very good friend of mine. His name is Greg Messenger. He was probably one of the most unique people that you'd ever meet in your life. Greg had the biggest heart in the world, but Greg could turn on you really quick. He wouldn't turn on somebody that he knew that he loved. He would turn on people, though, that if you tried to hurt one of those people that he loved, he would definitely show them that he was going to protect his people. Anyways, great guy. Most people thought he was invincible. Unfortunately, he was in a work accident and he ended up passing away in January of 2015. When he passed away, super hard for a lot of people. And I recall at that time I was working at the casino, and I used to always spin this big six wheel. If you've been to a casino, you know what it is. It's like that big wheel that you bet like $1 or $2 on. So I was standing there, and it was early in the night, and it was quiet, and there was nobody in there yet, and playing that game anyways. And I heard the voice. It was God, the universe, whatever you guys wanted to call it, but it was definitely, for me, it was God speaking to me, and he said, "Hey, I want you to speak at Greg's funeral." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "I want you to share, something." I was like, "Okay." So I went on break and I messaged Greg's brother Mike. I said, "Hey, I was wondering if you guys would allow me to, speak at Greg's funeral." And he was like, "Sure." He's like, "A lot of people are going to be speaking." And I was like, "Okay." So I remember I went back up to the big six wheel again, and it was still quiet, and I was standing there, and I was like, "Okay, I don't know what I'm going to say up there." And I was sad. Like, I was at work, like, "Come on, give me some people here so I can keep my mind occupied." And I heard a voice say, "You're going to read the dash." And I'm like, "The poem, The Dash?" And it's like, "Yes, that's what you're going to do." And I was like, "Okay." And I remember printing it up. I was like, "Okay, I'm going to read the dash." Maybe, maybe not, right? Because a lot of people are going to be speaking, is what I thought. And I remember I messaged Mike and I said, "Hey, I'm going to read a poem. It's called The Dash. It won't take long, but that's what I'm going to do." He's like, "Okay." So we get to the funeral, and I remember my son was standing next to me. And when I say that there was so many people there, I've never seen so many people. And I'd have to say, in that funeral home, there was 500 people standing there. And like, we were wall to wall standing. We couldn't even sit. And we got like the little thing that, talked about Greg a little bit. And on the back it said, "Tammy Connors is reading the dash." And I was like, I looked at my son, I looked around the room, and I thought, "I can't do this. There's too many people here." And Chad was like, "Mom, your name's on the paper. You got this. Remember when you spoke at church and shared your story? You can do this." That was 300 people. So it's a few more hundred people. So I remember I got up there, and this poem, this poem means a lot. And this week, one of my I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people in my life, but I have people that are like my circle. And somebody in my circle Chastity Marie lost her soulmate, her best friend, unexpectedly Tuesday morning. I believe it was his heart, not sure. But it always makes me reflect again on life, right? Um, I've dealt with a lot of death in my life, unfortunately, you know, and sometimes I think it's unfortunate, and sometimes I think it makes it a little bit, I don't know if I want to say easier for me, but I can relate to it more. So today I was like, you know what? Everybody needs to hear the dash. And I know I've gotten on Facebook Live and I've done read the dash, and you know, hopefully you don't maybe see me on Facebook and you want to listen to it on here. So if you haven't heard the poem, please just listen. It's a pretty incredible poem. It's called The Dash by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth, and now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that could still be rearranged. To be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you lived your dash? So that poem, really, honestly, I don't even know how many years ago I read it. But when I read it at Greg's funeral, I remember, well, I should say celebration of life. I don't like to say funeral, honestly. When I read that at his celebration of life, it really hit me hard. Like it really hit me hard. And I don't sit here and say that I'm perfect at my dash. Believe me, trust and believe. But I am more aware of the things that I do in my life. I am more aware that I'm not as quick to anger. And believe me, I didn't read it on January January of 2015, and February of 2015 I turned into this like perfectly kind human, okay? I I've done a lot of work on myself. I've really reflected on things. I've thought about things. I live my life the best that I can. I live my life to bring joy to others. I live my life to try to help others make their lives easier and better. I try to not be quick to anger. Sometimes that little fuse, can go pretty quick with, especially, I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's with the people that are closest to us. We can be like that. And I think about that. Like I've really self-reflected. And if I'm getting to that point, and my sister, I mean, she knows it, so it doesn't matter if I say her on here, but if I get to that point with her, I've been recently where I will send her a message and say, right now I can't talk to you right now like this. Let's calm down. Let's not get angry at each other, and let's talk about it tomorrow, right? And it's always better tomorrow. It just is that way. And I don't want it to be angry ending conversation, because God only knows what could happen. And you know, I feel like for the person that moves on to wherever they go, heaven is where I think you go. Wherever they go, they don't reflect on if we got in an argument before they passed, right? But we have to live here on earth knowing that that's how we ended our conversation with them. And whether we know that they don't think about that at all, we know in our hearts what we said or what we didn't say. So I think that I've come to the realization more and more and more not to just live in fear of telling people how you feel, like good feelings of how you feel. What is going to happen if you told someone how you really felt, like just how you feel in general in life? Like, you're my best friend, you're my really great friend, I appreciate you in my life. Do you know how nice it is to hear those things from people? It's amazing. We don't do it enough though. Instead, we dilly dally around and we just think that they know. They don't know. Pick up that phone when you have that feeling to call somebody. Pick up the phone, call them, send them a text message. Hey, I've been thinking about you. A lot of times when you have that gut feeling or you think about that person, they need you to call them right then. It's the way that it is. I just actually tonight I was driving to go pick up pizza, and I was having a moment. My heart is shattered. My heart is shattered for my friend's loss. All of our loss. Pat was an amazing person. He was a great person. And he lived his dash very well. He really did. And so I was having a moment, and right when I was probably getting ready that the tears were going to flow so much I could hardly see, my phone rang, and it was my friend from Toledo, and I haven't talked to her in a really long time. And I told her, she's like, "Am I bothering you?" I'm like, "No, you called it the perfect time," because I was having a breakdown. And it's okay to have a breakdown, but it's also okay when you're thinking about someone to call them. I feel like her phone call right then was God, the universe, whatever you want to say, saying, "Hey, Tammy needs you to call right now." Like, we haven't talked in a long time, and she was going to call me yesterday, and she got busy, and we didn't get to chat yesterday, which was fine because today is when I needed to talk to her. And so, when you have those feelings, when you think about somebody, um, shoot them a message, just even a text message, just like, "Hey, was thinking about you, wanted to say hi and see how you are." That moment could be the moment that you did something to prevent something happening in their life. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there because we live our lives in fast mode, right? We're usually always like, let's go, let's go, let's go. We got to go here. We got to do this. We got to work. We got to take care of the kids. We got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. And we forget. We forget about people. We really do. And there's so much out there that we lose because we're so busy. I've learned in the last probably year, little over a year now, to slow down, take it in. It's okay. I don't have to be out running around doing things all the time. It's okay to just chill. It's okay to read a book. It's okay to just listen to some music. It's okay to just go for a walk. It's okay to go to the gym by myself. It's okay to do things by yourself. It gives you a lot more time to think. It gives you a lot more time to reach out to people. Um, just because you don't get to go hang out with your friends doesn't mean that you can't reach out to your friends. They have this saying like, check on your strong friends. There's a reason for that saying. There's a reason for that saying. Your strong friends aren't going to call you and tell you that they're having a bad day. It doesn't work that way. Strong friends don't do that. That's why they're called strong friends, right? Because they always look like they got it together, and they always look like life is great and everything is fine. And they're always helping the other people. Always. Always. But nobody checks on those strong friends because they think that they're doing great. You need to check on your strong friends. I have friends that check on me. I appreciate that. I get a message, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, are you okay? Hey, is everything good?" Usually my close friends, they can tell by like a comment I make or a post I make. Like, I'm like, "How did you know?" And they're like, "Come on, I read through your post," right? A lot of people don't though, but they check on me. And I think that's important. You have to have that circle, that close circle, especially, that does check in on you, that you can message and say, hey, I'm having a bad day. I have prayer warriors out there. I have groups. I send a message like, hey, I got this going on. Could you send up a prayer for me? Hey, I got this going on. Could you send up a prayer for me? Actually, I have a group of ladies that there's 3 of them, and I shot them a message about something that I needed some prayers for. And after I got done and stuff, I was like, wait, my one friend in that group just had surgery and I'm like worried about my prayers. So I had to message her. I was like, I feel like the worst friend in the world. And she's like, no, you're not. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, all it is just being being a good person. Being a good person. That's not that difficult to do. I think a lot of it is we worry so much about uh, I don't really want to say it like this, but maybe it's true. Maybe that's why I'm feeling like this right now. We worry so much about what other people are going to think, about what other people are going to say, what other people are going to do, instead of worrying about who cares. If I shoot you a message randomly to check to see how you're doing, I would hope that that would just be like, oh my gosh, she really does care. Like she's not just blowing smoke up our butt with hope. She really does care. And that's who I am. That's who I am. That's how I try to live my dash. I want that little dash. It's like they say, here's my born date. We don't talk about that because I believe that I'm 32. And then here's the day that I go to be with Jesus. Um, Here's my dates, right? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? That dash is very little. You know what? It's not a dash, it's a dash. The blips of our lives are so quick. And what are we doing with our dash? What are you doing with your dash? Are you living it the way that you should be living it? Are you living it that if something happened to you tomorrow, you gave it your best shot to be the best you that you could be? That's what it's about. It's not about um it's not about the glamour or the material or it's not really even what people honestly, I know, like it says here, what will people say about at your eulogy? Is it being read with your life actions to rehash? Would you be proud of the things they say about how you lived your dash? Would you be proud of the things? It's about you. Would you be proud of the way that you lived your life? I do mirror checks. Do you do mirror checks? Mirror checks are important. Go in that mirror, ask yourself, am I being the best Tammy Lynn Connors I can be? Some days I have doubts. We all do. But you know what? If you're doing the best that you can do, then that's perfect. If you're being the best that you can be, that's perfect. You have a purpose here. We all have a purpose here. You have a gift. We all have a gift. We just have to learn what that is. And what you need to do is what I did with Hope, honestly. I knew that I was supposed to do this. I knew that I was supposed to start this podcast. I didn't know what I was really doing. I had no idea. I just knew that I needed to help other people. That's all I knew. I needed to help other people evolve. And one day I finally was like, you know what? March 9th is my sobriety date. That's the day I'm going to start Hope. And I did it last year. Was I afraid? Yes. Am I helping other people? I am. Have I doubted myself at times? Absolutely. I just doubted myself this week. I had a day this week. I talk about, you know, feelings and strong people, and I had a day this week that it was a rough day for me, and it was actually it was on Monday. It was about, I don't know, it was the afternoon time, and I found out about the girl in New York. She was Miss USA in 2019, and I think she was on Entertainment Tonight or one of those news shows, and she was an attorney, and she jumped out of building. 29th story, I think I read. The 29th story of a building and committed suicide. I'm pretty sure that if anybody looked at her or looked at her past interviews, they thought she was a strong woman. And she was a strong woman, but she broke. And it hit me hard. I had no idea who she was before that. It just hit me hard in my heart just to think that you know, that she was that sad. That's what I feel like. I mean, I don't know. I know, mental illness, I know depression, I know all that. But to think to be that sad, just to be done, you know, and it hit me hard because then I thought to myself, is what I'm doing with hope, is it really, am I helping anybody? I don't, and I had a talk with a friend afterwards and we discussed it and I felt better afterwards. Like, yep, I know I what I'm doing is what I need to be doing. This is my purpose, this is my gift, and this is what I need to do. I need to share hope, right? I've been through the struggles. I'm getting to the strengths. I'm not all the way to my strengths, but I'm getting better. And 2 days later, I received a message from someone thanking me for hope. And it wasn't just like, hey, thanks for hope. It was about this long of paragraphs. It was through a message on Messenger. And it was like, yeah, okay, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for the message. Thank you for reminding me. And it was like that moment that I was concerned if I was doing the right thing. And God said, Tammy, you're doing the right thing. What you're doing is great. And just keep doing it. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything get in your head thinking that you're not doing the right thing. So when you get those little voices in your head, don't let them stop you. They're not supposed to be there. That's just that negative talk that can get in there real quick. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Remember, I say this a lot. We have to learn to control this. We have to learn to control our mind and not let our mind control us. Easier said than done. I know. I know. But if you start really developing and listening and learning, you'll find out that the things that you think about, the good things, are supposed to happen. The little voices in there are just trying to stop you from being the greatest you that you can be. And you can be amazing. Believe me, trust and believe. If you would have seen me years ago, you would have never believed that this is the platform that I was going to be on. You would have never believed it. But guess what? I started believing it. And the more I believed it, and the more I did it, and the better I'm getting at it, the more I'm sharing, the better I'm getting at all of it. I'm getting better interviews. I'm learning more and more about people. Here's the greatest thing for me is as I've been doing Hope, I've been giving other people a platform. Whew, a platform to share their stories that they never had before, that nobody ever said, hey, I want to hear your story. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear the story. I want to hear their story. I want to hear their comeback story. I want somebody else to hear that, yeah, they went through that struggle, but guess what? They're still here and they're still going. They might not have the best days ever every day, but guess what? They're still going. And that's just my hope for everybody. Just keep going. Keep going. It's okay. It's okay to have a day. It's okay to have an hour. It's okay to have maybe 2 days, but try not to stay there. Try to find somebody to help you get through the days. Try to find somebody that has tools to help you to get through the moments. Try to find a book, a YouTube video. There's so much out there now that can help you to get through a struggle. So many things. I mean, you can Google anything nowadays and get on and you can find some kind of inspiration or somebody that's been through something and learn their stories. And guess what? You can get through it. I promise you. I promise. But it's not, I'm not saying, and I say this wholeheartedly, like, I promise you. Okay, I shouldn't promise something that I don't know it's going to happen to you. But I do promise you, if you start working on you and you start learning some tools to get through whatever it is you're going through, it will get better. It will get better. And maybe, maybe it's something that you need to see a doctor for. That could be. I'm not I don't know, but I do know that there is hope out there. And do I believe in counseling? Absolutely, 100%. Um, I think it's the greatest thing. I think people need it. You have to have that person that you can talk to, that you can trust. And I've said this, and we just talked about this on a podcast I did this week. It's not I'm going to a counselor because I'm crazy. I'm going to a counselor because I'm insane. It's I'm going to a counselor because I know that I need some help with some things, and they're going to give me the tools that I need. They don't fix us, they help us, right? They help us. And maybe your counselor is a friend. Maybe it's just somebody that you call and you talk to. That's okay too if it helps, just as long as it's helping. Please, my friends, don't struggle. Don't struggle in this world. I went through the dash. This poem means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I've read it at quite a few celebrations of life. I'm honored to read it at celebrations of life. Um, it's something that I believe in. I believe our dash is very short lived, and I believe that our dash is very important. I believe that the life that we live here is very important. I believe that we are important. I believe that I I just I just love people, and I just want everybody to be the best that you can be with what you have. You know, um I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot. But what I do have a lot of is I have a lot of love. I mean, that's to me is important. I have a lot of love in my heart. I have a lot of love to give. I want to see the best for everyone. Sometimes that gets you in trouble because you're trying to be the best that you can be, and you give, and they take. So you have to learn your boundaries. But I believe that if I continue to help other people, that my life gets better because I'm just being the best me that I can be. I don't ask for much. I like the simple things in life. And like I said, I've learned to enjoy Tammy time, as I want to call it. And I enjoy time with friends and family also. But I think that there's a time when you learn that it's okay to be by yourself too. So I hope that you all are living your dash the best that you can. I hope that you realize what a precious gift you are to this world. I hope that if you're struggling, you will find somebody to help you get to a strength, whether it's, like I said, through a counselor or a podcast or a YouTube video or a friend. Just reach out. There's so much help out there. And I always am available to chat. You guys, everything, my world is pretty, here I am. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm not on Twitter. I have my YouTube channel, I have my podcast, just reach out, Tammy Lynn Connors, one N in the Lynn. And I'm just here. I enjoy hearing your stories. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy listening. I give advice, not that I haven't been through your struggle maybe, but maybe I have. Maybe I can relate. I always say that what you're going through, somebody might not have went through the same, but they might be able to relate. And I like to be relatable with people. So I hope that you all have an amazing night. Thank you for tuning in to Hope, and just enjoy every day the best that you can, and live your dash. Live your dash to the fullest for yourself. And may God bless you. Have a great night.